All right, let's get started. Welcome to the mass meeting, guys. There's a little confusion on the room, but I think we have that mostly sorted out. Yeah, welcome to the mass meeting. Yeah, so we're gonna start off with a bit of officer introduction. I'll go first. I'm Jesse. I'm president. I'm from Gilbert. I'm a senior this year, but I'm gonna stay another semester next year. I'm majoring in electrical engineering, and I think I can take on an endless amount of 5-year-olds. In terms of what do, I do a little bit of everything. I'm the one you can blame if anything goes wrong. And some pictures on the right. That's not my dog or my house, but it's a funny picture. Picture on the top right. I was on Forge and Fire, and that's a picture of me with the judges and the host. And then that's me and Will Stelzer. You guys probably know Will. He's a friend of Alex. And then on the right is my latest knife. Yeah.
Are you the guy who won Forged in Fire like 5 times?
8 times, but yeah. If you have any questions about that, I can tell it. Like, I got in trouble because of an NDA, so I can't really tell you too much. But yeah.
Hi, I'm the vice president. I'm from New York City. I'm a senior and I'm majoring in neuroscience. I met all of your engineers, so yeah, we exist too. I was assigned 32 5-year-olds that I could take on at once last year. I suppose the number is the same, maybe a little more. Children, yikes. And I helped the president delegate pass. I kind of oversee planning for activities, basically just like a bunch of different things. That's a picture of me at TMS. It's one of the competitions. We'll talk about later. I shared some our past board sessions and my dog with the sword, which is not real, by the way. That was not a favorite dog. Nope, there's not.
Oh. All right, hi everyone. I'm Austin. I'm from Troy, Michigan. It's like here, about an hour east of here. I am in SUGS. It's a sequential undergrad program for engineering, and I'm studying material science and engineering. I said I could take on 101 5-year-olds just to say I could take on more than 100. Not sure how accurate that is, but no, it's an estimate. Yeah, I'm a safety officer. I make sure everyone is safe during force sessions, and also I'll be running safety trainings. I'll speak to these after that. Make sure everyone is safe and does not get injured. Oh yeah, and I was in the marching band, and I also like to snowboard.
Hello, my name is Connor. Hometown-ish, because I moved around a lot, is Phoenix, but I've been places, so feel free to ask. First year doctorate student, so I'm pretty sure all of you will graduate before I do. Yeah, but it is what it is. Material science and engineering, you'll notice there's a little bit of time here last month. And then I can take on a lot of kids, but they have to be like that size, and then the whole class. So what I do as a treasurer is just basically keep track of all the money, make sure everyone has like stock, something practical to hit instead of each other when we're on the portages, keep the fuel going. Yeah. Up next is.
Hi, I'm Margot. I'm the secretary. I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana. I'm a junior in material science and engineering. I'm also doing a grade 5 performance. I think you guys are these. I am terrified of children, so I cannot take that as as the secretary, I will be handling communication, club documentation, things for scenes. That's the cat. She's sitting almost on her face, but it was worth it. Also, I like fire and I like violence. That's the other. Hi guys, my name is Monica. I am from Tampa. I was also raised in California for first 16 years of my life, so it's either or. I'm a sophomore and I'm studying economics, so there are non-STEM majors here. I am getting my computer science as well. How many 5-year-olds did I take on at once? 27, but only if I'm unarmed. There'll be more otherwise. And what do I do? I essentially like take photos, take videos, and upload to the club's social media. So if you see me with word sessions, that's just what I do.
Hi, I'm Carly. I'm a sophomore majoring in chemical engineering. And I said I would take on 0 to 5-year-olds. I hate children, but I also really feel bad. So I'm just like, no, it's not for me. What do I do? So I'll be responsible for planning like club social events, and just doing fun things with fun as a group. The pictures I have up there's me went on a little road trip to UP. That's me at Coconut Falls. And there's my dog, Scout. He sat still long enough for me to put heart-shaped sunglasses on him, so he's looking pretty cute there.
Tim, can you talk? I want to see if we can hear you.
Yeah, you able to hear me?
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Let us know if there's feedback.
Yeah. Try talking now.
Hi, hello,
Okay.
welcome. Where's your?
It should be on max.
Did you really just stick a microphone up to the speakers?
Yeah, but it's not working.
Wait. Speak again.
Hi, Jesse. This is Tim. Can you hear me?
We have mixed
Alright.
results.
We'll just be really quiet. All right. Tim, go for it.
Hi, everyone. How was that?
I'm seeing thumbs up. I think you're good.
Okay, great. So my name's Tim. I grew up nomadic. I don't belong to any hometown, but Ann Arbor's pretty great. I raise chickens. I also have occasionally engaged in blacksmithing from time to time, but mostly I'm here to talk about chickens and material science, or, steel. I guess steel is fine too. I'm a lecturer in material science and engineering. I am the faculty advisor for the club. What do I do? That's a great question. I guess I like help the club with things or something like that. Basically, I'm here to run interference with the administration so that you all don't have to deal with bureaucratic nonsense and you get to actually hit metal.
Awesome. Thanks, Tim. Club overview. Who takes these slides again? I forgot. Oh.
Okay, so what do we do? Essentially, what we do is we teach and train blacksmithing fundamentals, and so that's also why you don't need any experience to join the club. So we start off with smaller products and then that increase in complexity. So the first product is the S hook, then the J hook, then the keychain, and it goes on. There are also chopsticks, and around the time that you stay for a year, and then so what we also attend the TMS bladesmithing competition and the fire forging competition, and we also attend hammer-ins with local blacksmiths. So the tools we use, well, first we have our propane board, as pictured right here. It looks pretty cool. Then we also use, again, a hammer and an anvil to smash the hammer out with the metal, then punch the drifts, then other hardening tools for the anvil, and then as well as a 2x72 grinder for more advanced projects such as the knife, and also ceramic abrasives for the knife.
Yeah, we're probably gonna get new tools this year as well. So, yeah, lucky you guys.
So, to become a member, you should join the Discord and email us. We'll have a QR code if you haven't already. Pay dues, which would be once per slide. You have to attend safety training, and there's going to be 4 sessions. They're going to be attended every 2 weeks, and also monthly meetings. I will say that past members noticed that we're going to be a little bit more on top of bookkeeping because we're using someone else's space, and to be courteous to the person who's allowing us to use the storage space, we want to just make sure that everyone's accounted for and everything is running.
So I get to do the nasty bit, nasty dash money. The gist of it is, what we do is we ask for $50 for a semester or $80 for the whole year, just to help cover costs. How it works and all this can be handled is just cash or Venmo or PayPal. All it works. And then just whenever, and so here's the guidelines, these slides will be published after, in order to go through the steps you have to do and that kind of thing. And then what we want to highlight is that dues are not required the first time you show up. We want you to show up, try it, see if this is something that you guys will enjoy, you can see yourself doing for the whole year. And then we'll go from there once you decide, hey, let's do the second session. Next slide. So why do we ask for dues? Is because we go through a lot of materials. All of the things that you make, you'll take home, and so we have to replenish the stock, and so part of the dues go paying for the materials to go into the take home. Also, gas is expensive. It just sucks. And then wear and tear on tooling, hammer, portages, all that stuff. We eventually just have to replace it. So all of this just to help sort of keep the club flowing through and just breaking even. And then if there are any like questions, I do want everyone to be able to do this, and so like $50 can be a lot for college kids and all that stuff. Like we are aware that it's hard earned money. So there are challenges with paying dues. Please approach like one of us or me, and we'll be able to figure something.
I just got a question regarding like when the monthly meetings are gonna be. We don't know yet, so we'll announce it sometime in the future. It'll probably be at night on a weekday, and it won't be like necessary, but it'll like tell you what to expect in the coming few weeks. So yeah.
Alright, so, you're going to be hosting 4 sessions at.
Alright.
twice-
Oops.
9 AM and 12:30 PM, so there's gonna be a morning and an afternoon session every Saturday. And we'll post sign-up sheets, beforehand on Discord and on, if you email us, and they're going to be strictly enforced this time. Again, new space, we're going to have a limit on members. That's also gonna extend to carpool. We are going to do a thing where like, we'll ask people to carpool so that you can't like drive your own car, but if you have a car and you're willing to drive there, we ask that you like pick up other members. So transportation is like covered, but there is going to be like a limit on how many cars and people can like attend one session at a time. But in the past we found that there's like enough room for everybody. So I wouldn't worry too much about it, just make sure that you're signing up, so that we can make sure accommodated. This is just like the address. It's about 20 minutes. 20-minute drive away. It's the same as our previous storage location. And oh yeah, there will be carpools run for both like North and Central Campus. And yeah, there'll be like a meetup spot that'll be posted. Please don't be late, especially when it's winter, people will be like waiting. Don't make people wait in the cold. But yeah, we'll like post more info on times. It'll be like announced every week again, so you don't have to like remember. Oh, yes.
And just a clarification on the sign-up sheets, what we did last year was, if you participate in week A, we asked that you refrain from signing up on week B to give the people who missed week A a chance to sign up. And so we found that it guarantees every other week you'd usually get to attend a session. And then if like Friday night, Saturday morning, there's slots still open, then we open it up to the people who went last week. That way we can get a full staff and make sure we're using the spaces as effectively as possible.
Oh yeah, and one more thing, if you can't, like, if you signed up and you can't make it, don't worry, just like, take your name off the list, put something in like general chat, just like, hey, I can make it, there's an empty slot at whatever time, so someone else, can do it, try not to, but that's, like, don't worry about, like, you have to attend if like you're sick or something, if you have another thing, that's fine. Oh, I think this is fun. Oh yeah, we have club merch. We will probably be doing new merch designs soon, but we have our t-shirts back. And we have, badges, like iron-on badges, safety glasses, and, stickers, so. Yeah, we also have them, so I think it's like the end, if you are interested, I don't know, but, we also have them at meetings, so. Yeah,
Okay, so yeah, let's talk about safety. It's pretty self-explanatory. You know, we're working with hot metal, so just be careful. What to wear the forge sessions, long pants, preferably with jeans or, you know, something made out of cotton, not polyester, since cotton will burn or rather than melt. So that's safer. Closed-toed shoes, obviously, you know, you don't want to drop a hot piece of steel on your open bare skin on your feet. That would hurt a lot. Safety glasses, yeah, we have some for sale, like the blacksmithing ones, but we'll also provide like standard safety glasses, so just the one on the head. Earplugs, you know, we're going to be hammering on steel, so it's going to be loud, relatively confined space. So we'll also provide earplugs, just your standard phone ones. If you have like your own that you want to bring, more than welcome to. Before you start forging, we're going to have safety training, and that's going to be required for all members. More info about dates and how to sign stuff will be posted later, but it'll be pretty easy. I'm just going to go over the basics of how to forge safely, so that you don't hurt yourself or others, but also damage your equipment. So obviously you don't want that.
That me?
Yeah.
Oh, that is me. Okay. So here are some of the projects we've done in the past. Those are S-hooks, and okay, you can't actually see them, but they're S-hooks. They're cool. Whoops. That's a leaf keychain forged from a single bar of steel. We're gonna be making those again this year, so you're gonna be going home with one of those. That's year one. These are a bunch of chef's knives that we made that are hidden tang. There's a good chance we won't be making chef's knives this year because we'll require heat treating, like woodworking, adhesives, all that stuff. But I don't know, maybe at the end of the year. And then here's the forging progression of the leaf, so you can see like how you can make that with just like a hand hammer and an anvil. And then that is a bottle opener forged from a railroad spike. It has a twist and it kind of looks like an embryo. They work really well. They're not just for show.
Thank you. Here's some more of the past projects that we've done. So at the end of the year last year, we made these really cool blacksmithing knives, and these are just made from a single piece of steel. They're kind of more complicated projects, so that's why we'll see it towards the end of the year. Here we have a pair of chopsticks that members have made, more pictures of knives, and then some other fun side projects that people made. We have a spatula shown up there, as well as a mini katana. These projects aren't something that we're going to guarantee that you'll be able to do, but if you have extra time on the side, it's someone to help you out. There's other options of stuff that we've made in the past. So one of the things that we do this year is the TMS competition. So that's the Minerals Materials Society. It's in Orlando, Florida, which does mean that we don't have to get funding for that university. We anticipate that they probably won't cover everything. So we will probably have to cover some of that, but more details about that later. We'll be making a blade, different teams for different aspects of the competition. It's not just one, it's not just sort of more science as well. And yeah, there will be more information about that later once we can start to get organized.
We're doing a new competition this year as well called the Fire Forging Competition. It's also a bunch of universities competing. And this year we're making a gunstock war club. I don't actually know what that is, but it looks cool. The competition is based in Ohio this year. Do with that information what you will. Yeah, registration is due in November. But like the blade itself is due like when the competition is, which is actually in like March or April, so we have a lot of time. And yeah, the judges are gonna include some of the Fortune 5 judges. Last year Ben Abbott was there. This year it might be Jay. So yeah, if you want to meet them, come to this.
Something new we're doing this year is an event called Hammer-ins. So what these are is a local blacksmith will offer up their shop, and anyone who wants to work on blacksmithing will come by their shop and work on whatever they'd like to. It is open to anybody to do any sort of project that they want, but they'll also usually offer a demo. So they have a specific project in mind. So our first one that we have planned is actually October 7th. It's in Metro Detroit. It's at details are up there, but they'll also have food and a raffle and different stuff there. We'll provide more info about that as the time gets closer, and we're hoping to attend people of these as well as the year progresses.
We'll send out a carpool Google Sheet for this when the time comes. It'll be a fun road trip. Do I take this? I'll just take it. Okay. There's probably some of you guys who aren't part of both and just part of one or part of neither. Scan the QR codes now and join them. Also, we'll also do communication through our Instagram at Michigan Blacksmithing Club. But the primary like stream of information will be through Discord and email. Everyone got them scanned?
Leave it there. Well, thank you very much for your time.
He's still scanned.
Yeah, we can leave it on the page. Is there any questions, initial questions you guys have? Or any on Zoom popping up?
Not yet. Any questions? These can be silly questions.
So what you're saying is we did a phenomenal job, yes.
Yes, here's a simple question. Regarding the question with how many 5-year-olds can take, is that based on like experience or?
We do a lot of computational testing and make sure it's not. Modeling a 5-year-old can get kind of tricky though. So there's a lot of variance. Did everyone get their QR codes before we?
Oh,
Let's go back to that slide.
oh, okay.
For a long time.
I said infinite. Kai said 32. Austin said 101. Connor said 97. Margo said 0. Anshul said 27. Carly said 0.
Yeah.
And Tim said 50, I guess. But we kind of gave him this number, so.
Was there a second question I saw?
So the sessions are always like 9 to 12:30 on Saturdays.
Yeah, we find Saturdays is, so I guess for the Zoom members, the question was, are the sessions always from 9 to noon and noon to 3? And the answer is because we find that having a large block of time is the most conducive to being able to show up, get in, start getting like the metal treated and into like the manufacturing cycle. And so having such a long block during the week is really hard to fit in with everybody's classes. We've had that for one semester, didn't go very well. I had to like skip my classes if I want to show up at all, for example. And additionally, there's there's overhead in terms of setting it up, cooling it down, letting the forges cool down, heat up. And so if we can do sessions back to back, which then puts us in a 6-hour block, it makes it easier in terms of logistics. Oh yeah. If you would the noon end time be good enough for game day or? Yeah.
Also, you don't really have to, you don't have to stay the entire time, it's very strongly encouraged you. Yeah, but you need a ride, so I guess if you want to leave earlier, you can find somebody who, like find a driver who's also.
We could probably do like a game day carpool.
Yeah.
Like football fanatics.
But if you're willing to miss part of these sessions, you're not very
It's a very low commitment club. Like if you show up and just do half a session, hey, that's fine with us. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, if you pay $50 and come to 2 sessions, you can like each session is $25, but if you come to all of them, like each session is like $5. So you get like what like you want to take out of the club for $50.
Does that mean the less you go, the more committed you are because you're spending more?
It can be argued.
I don't know if I like the principle of measuring loyalty by money. I can do some. Yeah.
Any more questions?
What's a typical forging day? What exactly do you guys?
So what we do is we'll show up, maybe get there like 10 minutes before. So the question for the Zoom members was, what does a typical Forge Day session look like? So we'll show up maybe about 10 minutes before, and if we're doing like a new project for the day, one of the officers will go through and will teach you like, hey, like so here's the general game plan, but let's start off with like this first technique, whether it be like stretching stock for like chopsticks or putting a bend in it for like S-hooks, and you'll learn that. You'll do that bit of it, and then you'll be like, hey, like what's next? And like then we'll feed you like the next bit. We're not gonna dump it all on once and then you struggle the whole way through. Like we'll help hold your hand if you want, or not if you also want that. But what typically happens is we have 4 stations, and so we usually will host about 12 members, and what you'll do is you'll share a side with 1 or 2 or other people, and because as you take the steel in and out, it needs time to cool up and cool down, or heat up, and then it cools down while you're tooling it, and while yours is heating back up, that gives time for someone else to use the anvil while theirs is already hot. And so it's a little rotation kind of that makes it easy. But you have time to chit chat and make friends, meet people, talk about stuff, whatever. And then like you just take your turn and doing hits. And so yeah, and then we do that. You'll finish the project or you won't. We have storage for you to leave it there, so you don't have to like cart it to and fro if it's not done. And then next session, you'll either move on to the next project or you'll finish the project you're currently working on. But we have them spec'd out that usually you can finish one in one session. Any other questions?
Sure.
Yeah.
Does everybody work like at the same pace on like the same project, or is it a little more?
So the question for Zoom members was, does everyone work at the same pace or is it a bit more individualized? And it is a bit of both. At the start, everybody is usually at the same skill level, and so you'll see a lot of tandemness between everyone working. But like towards the end of the year, there was a huge divergence in what people were working on. Like I wanted to make dice because I'm a board game nerd, so I just took a left turn and did that on my own. And someone else was still working on chopsticks. I had one friend who she was only able to do 1 chopstick a session, and I was able to do 2. So it's just very much, and that's okay. Like she was happy to do the 1 and came back to do it next week because she did it really good. Mine had a little bit of a bend to them, and hers were straight as an arrow. So it pays off.
So basically, when we're introducing projects, we'll start you off with like one step, and everyone will like try it. And then once we have like everyone or most people done that first step, then we'll do the next, and we'll just kind of keep doing that. So by doing that, like most people will stay like on track. But if like some people are slower, it's no big deal. There's a lot of people who are like also have done these projects, so they'll also be able to help if anyone's like behind. We have a bunch of officers who are able to help. So really, people like have enough time to finish projects, even if like they don't finish those.
I think we might introduce something where more advanced members will have like a certain Forge session slot, and then like the like newer people will have their own. Because like the club's been running for a couple years, so there's people who have had experience like making all of the projects that we're talking about. So we'll probably do like more advanced projects for them. And like if you're new, but you're like really fast and really good at making like the simple projects, maybe we can like put you in there. So that's like we still have yet to determine that, but I think we'll make it a thing this year.
How did your dice? What kind of dice?
I just- Is there?
On the second.
Oh, no,
No, I'm trying to remember.
Probably good.
they were good.
We thought we had photos. My dice turned out really well. I mean, they're not fair.
They're just D6s.
Yeah. I mean, it's simple, but what I really was proud of was we didn't have tooling to actually make the dimples. And so I took a piece of stock, made a tool, and then used the tool to make the dice, all on like the same session. And so I was really happy with that.
So they're not fair.
They're not evenly weighted, and so like you can't play a legal game in Vegas with them. But they look good and they kill the table, so.
How long does typically take to finish? Is this like, I guess for like the leaf keychain, is that like a single session like project, or is that gonna take like 2 or 3 sessions?
Yeah, for the people on Zoom, the question was, how long does a typical project take? So the beginners projects will actually be one session. Unless something goes horribly wrong, and that's perfectly okay. Towards the end of last year, for example, though, the knife we had scoped out for what, 3 weeks? 3 sessions it took to get the knife done. And so that was like a more long-term, and that was to, make the whole assembly and then go into, excuse me, heat treating it and learning like how to do that process to make it like actually usable, and you can stick it in your kitchen door and it'll be perfectly fine. So it varies, but like as the skill goes up, it can take longer. But for example, my dice, like it took 1 session to do both of those and then tweaking it out.
Do you guys do any woodworking as well, or is it just?
Do we do any woodworking? Not currently. The largest extent that we do would be for the competition blade. But the main focus is steels and the quality. Sorry, go ahead.
You guys partner with the Army?
I think that's a great idea. I mean, this is my first year being an officer, so I haven't had time to ask that question. Jesse?
No, not really. But I mean, that'd be a cool club collab. Like there's nothing saying we can't like work with them on the fire for like gunstock, like war club, and that thing's like mostly wood. So I don't know. It can happen, but we never even thought about that yet. So
Do you know someone?
No.
Oh,
That would be a cool team up.
yeah.
okay, we'll call it there.
Thanks for
Yeah.
your time.
Yeah, thank you for coming. If you have any like individual questions, like about dues or anything, come up and ask them.
We're also gonna send out like sheet, like an FAQ sheet